We should be just coming up around the corner, I reckon it's there.
We're heading off-road. Down a bumpy track that's rarely used.
We're off to Carnet Bay by Jingo. Finally we're doing it, Henry.
We've been talking like this for about a year, eh?
This convoy of traditional owners and history enthusiasts is trying to reach Carnet Bay, a remote beach in WA's Kimberley region. It's a special place for Henry Augustine.
This is my mum's country around Mundud. I haven't been back for a while, but been wanting to tell this story.
82 years ago, it was the site of a World War II tragedy when a plane was shot down during an attack by the Japanese.
There's so many stories that leads to this crash site, and it could be my history, it could be Dutch history, it could be Australian history. Yeah.
I'll have to clear that. One moment, I'm just out of the car for a tick.
Yeah.
Along for the ride, amateur historian Lockie Fraser, who's hoping to catch a glimpse of the plane wreck that's only visible at low tide.
If it's out and exposed, it would be able to see it.
I wouldn't mind hooking up on a good fish too, but I don't know if we're going to have time for that.
A modest cross marks the place where people died. On the 3rd of March 1942, the nearby town of Broome was attacked by 9 Japanese fighter planes. At least 80 people were killed.
Dozens of people had been killed out in our bay. American servicemen in a plane shot down over our ocean.
At the very same time, famed Russian fighter pilot Ivan Smirnov was flying a plane load of evacuees from what was then the Dutch East Indies, fleeing the Japanese invasion.
When we knew that in a few hours Java would be in the hands of the Japs, I started on my last flight and I headed for a little place called Broome in northwest Australia.
They had no idea of the dangers ahead. The Japanese aircraft returning from Broome spotted Smirnov's plane and ploughed it with bullets. During the attack, Captain Smirnov was struck by several bullets, but still managed to land the damaged plane here on this remote beach. The group of 12 survivors found themselves stranded with very little water or shelter from the hot sun. And in the days that followed, 4 people died, including a Dutch woman and her baby. The crash survivors spent 6 days stranded on the beach.
Our water was getting low. Our food was down to a few tins of asparagus and pineapple.
By the 6th day, help was on its way from the nearby Aboriginal community of Beagle Bay, where Henry's grandparents were living at the Catholic mission.
I'd never seen anything like this happen before. Freaking out, what's going on here? People shooting each other and not wondering what's going on. I think the whole community jumped on board to help out.
Local Aboriginal men guided a rescue party to the survivors.
I can't tell you how we all felt when we knew that we'd been saved from death. We turned from each other so as to hide the tears in our eyes. I especially wanted to hide mine, because till then I had played the part of a man who must not let the other fellows down.
But it turned out it hadn't just been Dutch evacuees on the plane. There was also some surprise special cargo.
There had been a parcel on board, and apparently it contained a great wealth in diamonds, cut diamonds, from the Netherlands.
Police searched in vain for the missing jewels, worth around $24 million in today's money. It wasn't until a couple of weeks later that a local larrikin got lucky.
A beachcomber named Jack Palmer, he found those diamonds and started handing them out a little bit and feeling rather chuffed with himself and stating he'll never have to work again.
Well, the diamonds was in a box, I heard, and it sort of splashed everywhere and rolled everywhere. So many stories. Some locals actually picked it up, took it home, and thinking they were marbles and playing marbles, or put it in a shanghai and shoot birds with it.
The following year, Jack Palmer and two associates were charged with stealing the diamonds, but they were acquitted after a trial in Perth. Historians estimate that only about half of the stash was ever recovered.
Who knows? They're still around somewhere. Diamonds never go away. They last forever.
Have you got any diamonds?
Not me, no. I'm more of a pearl bloke.
While the diamonds remain elusive, other relics from the Dutch aircraft have surfaced.
Voila! The original compass navigational instrument for the DC-3 Captain Smirnoff's plane.
Henry's family found the artefact near the crash site decades ago. He's invited the Dutch ambassador to come to Beagle Bay to honour his late mother's wish that it be returned.
Found on the sand dunes after 80 plus years and giving it back today, which is a great weight off my shoulders.
I cannot thank you enough, you and your community, for not just having been custodians of the land, but in this case, you've taken care of something that is very important for people in the Netherlands, and big thank you. And I'm not sure how you say that in your language.
Lalian Karalal. Good heart.
Lalian Karanau.
Look at this. Here we are.
Back at Carnot Bay, Henry and Lockie are in luck.
The remnant of the wreck here, it's low tide and we're able to get to the site and view it.
Look here.
What you got?
There's a bit of metal. You can see the clear metal, aluminium. I think the brown paint and the green, or could be coral, but good to see the colour of them.
Throughout the north of Australia, there's all these other events that have happened here in our history, and they are remote, and people don't get to see them. There is history throughout all of our region.
Henry Augustine and his family want to improve road access and run tours to the site to ensure history is not forgotten.
When I come here, I feel I feel happiness, I feel sadness because of events that happen, traumatic events, both for Beagle Bay people and the families from the plane, you know.
Too often, our truth of our history and our Aboriginal people in our history is washed over. The people of Beagle Bay saved those people.
But there's one mystery that's looking unlikely to ever be solved.
Where's the diamonds?
Well, let's just hope we step on a few. Old grandfather reckoned, don't forget the diamonds under a tree somewhere. I don't know whether it's one of these hills around here. Some people reckon it's in some wells, water holes, lots of things. And we just might be lucky if we find one here.